Hi everyone, it's Dula D here again talking to you. Today I want to talk about birth plans and the importance of a birth plan. When I first started teaching over 20 years ago, birth plans were uh, just coming out. They were getting more popular because people were going to hospitals for births and realized they had some options and they had some say in what they wanted. And at that time, literally some of these birth plans were 25 pages long, and yeah, nobody's going to be really be reading that. It was a little bit extreme. So when I started teaching and going to births, I changed the name from birth plan to birth wishes. And basically, the birth wish is for conversation. It's so important to have a conversation about what your wishes are, what works for you, what you want, what your hopes are, what you're trying to avoid prior. Because when you are in labor, you cannot be making these decisions. You're doing the hardest work of your life and you're very vulnerable. So, talking about these things before with your partner, your support people, is very important. So, that's the purpose of the birth plan um, for now and your birth wishes. So, who's going to be at your birth? Really important to um, identify who you want at your birth. Obviously, your partner, if that's the person who's going to support you, and what their role is. Is your partner's role to comfort you, um, to sing to you, to just whisper in your ear, to make sure he's he or she is right there with you. And then if you're having a labor coach, birth doula, whoever else might be in the room, if you are thinking you might want your sister or your mother or another family member or best friend, what their role is. Please make sure anybody who is going to be in your birth takes childbirth classes with you, because even though they might have been through birth, their own personal birth, somebody who's not a professional will be identifying with their birth. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we do naturally, but that might not be how your birth is going, and they might not have the tools to help you sufficiently. So, childbirth classes for everyone. So, who will be there? Important to talk about. What relaxes you? It's important to talk about these things prior to going into birth because, you know, you don't want to be rude to somebody, but when you talk about things prior, you will know. You could say, too much talking, if you use too many words, that really kind of gets me out of my zone and I can't relax. So that gives your support people cues like, oh, I could just use one word and she's going to relax. Let it go. Breathe with me. Or you might be the type of person that needs somebody to keep talking to you and keep encouraging you that you're doing great and I'm so proud of you. And each contraction is getting you closer and closer, whatever your desire is. So talk about these things prior. So, what else relaxes you? Is it getting in the bath? Is it being on the birth ball? Is it standing? Maybe you're not sure right now, and that's normal, but some things that you have been doing to practice. In our childbirth classes, we talk about a sacral squeeze where it's some pressure on your back. If you were enjoying that and practicing it prior, put that in your birth wishes that you would like that. You could always say no while you're in birth, while you're in labor. And your partner knows that's okay. You could change your mind. It might just not be the right thing at the right time. So talk about things before. Conversation before really eases a lot of decision making, a lot of uncertainty when you are in labor. So go to my website, Small Wonders Childbirth. and you could get some progressive relaxation techniques, mental imagery techniques, and music therapy techniques. They're all free on my website. You can just download the PDF, or you could just give me an email, shoot me an email, doulad3@gmail, and I will happily send those along to you. All my best. Enjoy. Thanks for listening.